Well, first to Manchester United. Michael Carrick is in talks to become the permanent head coach at Old Trafford beyond this season. Dan Khan has been speaking to him in his pre-match news conference, and he joins us live right now. Afternoon to you, Dan. What did Michael Carrick have to say then about his future? Did he open up, or was he a little bit more coy?
Yeah, afternoon, David. Michael Carrick was pretty coy on his future. Really, this news conference out of Nottingham Forest on Sunday was dominated by questions about whether Michael Carrick could update on his own future at all, but didn't want to get quite drawn into it just yet. But as we understand at Sky Sports News, Manchester United are now in talks with Michael Carrick to continue as head coach at Manchester United beyond the end of the season. The Manchester United hierarchy, led by Director of Football Jason Wilcox, CEO Omar Barada, believe he is the right man to take this club forward into next season. And sources have told us that, look, there isn't a lot of gap between getting a full agreement for Michael Carrick. There's still the likes of legal, contractual issues to iron out. But what we could see, David, is a potential announcement before or even on the day of their game against Nottingham Forest on Sunday, Manchester United's last home game at Old Trafford of the season. And Carrick also confirmed he will address the crowd after the match, as we've seen previous managers do, regardless of his future. As I mentioned, Carrick himself didn't get quite drawn into it, but although he did have a bit of a laugh about his future too.
I can't blame you for asking, to be honest. Well, yeah, there's 2 games to go, right? So we knew. Apart from that, there's not much else I can say. Is probably what you'd expect. I think the situation is pretty clear for us all. So same as in terms of preparing for the game, really planning for that, and it doesn't change what I do this week.
How much involvement do you have in what the future might look like when you're talking to contract talks and things like that? Are you getting involved in that, or is your focus on the football?
Future for, as in squad?
Yeah.
Listen, the future for me, it's going to be decided pretty soon. We knew that was going to be towards the end of the season, if not the end of the season. So nothing's changed. There's no big swing on that. That is what it is. And then obviously whatever's beyond that is pretty close around the corner anyway.
One man who we know is definitely leaving Old Trafford, though, is Casemiro, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely, David. Casemiro ending his 4-year stay at Manchester United this summer. It'll be his last game at Old Trafford on Sunday. He did miss the draw against Sunderland last weekend through injury, but he's been back training this week and he'll get that farewell in front of those Manchester United fans. And look, this was a decision made before Michael Carrick returns to the club in January, that they would decide to part ways in the summer at the end of his contract. Manchester United are really looking to revamp their midfield in the summer, also maybe adjust their wage structure a little bit as well. But Casemiro really has enjoyed his time at Manchester United, although he's maybe had some ups and downs. He fought his way back in under Ruben Amorim. He also won an FA Cup under Erik ten Hag as well, which he says is one of his greatest trophies, although he won so many at Real Madrid before arriving at Old Trafford. And Michael Carrick, despite, as I mentioned, the decision being made before he returned to the club, really gave a really lovely tribute to the Brazilian midfielder before that last game on Sunday.
I can speak for since I've been here and met him, obviously, and worked with him. I think he's been fantastic for us, for me personally, for us as a group. I think what he's given us, I've said it before, I think the clarity helps of knowing the situation, and for him and for us for him to get his head in the place of where he give absolutely everything in every aspect, knowing that it was going to come to an end at the end of the season. I think. And like I've said before, it's credit to him for the way he's gone about that, and just because it's coming to the end and there's clarity with it, it's easy to go the other way as well. But he's fully invested, he's fully supported us as the staff and the performances that he's give. So he's obviously had some ups and downs, as like we all have in football and over the years. But to finish so strongly and to see that connection that he's got with the supporters is really good to see.
Yeah, and David, just some breaking news to bring you as well from Manchester United, which they've just published. Some news about Matthias de Ligt, who hasn't featured for the club since November. And United say Matthias de Ligt has undergone successful surgery to address his back injury. Having diligently worked throughout his rehabilitation process, the decision was made that a corrective procedure was the best course of action. De Ligt, one of Manchester United's probably best players in the first part of the season, also had this to say: "Since November, I've done everything, pushing myself in every session and exploring every option to get back to doing what I love, playing football. I'm grateful to everyone who's supported me throughout a difficult period in my career. I remain as determined as ever to represent Manchester United and play in front of our incredible supporters as soon as possible." That is Matthias de Ligt, who has had successful surgery on a back injury that's kept him out since November, ending any potential of him being involved in the Netherlands World Cup squad as well. So very interesting there. Been waiting for news about de Ligt. We have finally got it. On the other injury update to tell you about, David, as well, Benjamin Šeško remains a doubt for that last home game at Old Trafford on Sunday. But as I mentioned, Casemiro is back fit with the squad and will get that farewell at Old Trafford.